guys, so today I wanted to do a quick video on tangles and mats on your dog, on your long-haired dog such as Posey. So I thought I was being pretty good about brushing Posey out regularly, but recently our weather began to change and we got some rain. So Posey does happen to go outside to go potty, and when she's running around in the grass she gets wet. She's a sleepy girl. Within like a week's time, I started noticing Posey's hair in her underarm area and her hind legs was really matting up. I was actually quite shocked how quickly this hair tangled and matted together. I really thought I was doing a good job brushing her on a regular basis, but it turns out I wasn't. So I would take her in the evenings, which is when I brush her out normally, and try to work out those tangles. But it was not a pleasant experience. Posey really didn't enjoy it, neither did I, and I just didn't know what to do. So I took to the internet and looked up some ways that other people handle tangles and mats. So one thing I came across was some people would put baby oil in their long-haired cats and dogs, and they would work it into the mat. And then after a few days, they said that the tangles and mats would seem to just kind of work themselves out. So I thought, well, this sounds pretty good, but I don't really want to put baby oil on her fur. She might lick it, and I didn't think it was a very healthy option. So I decided that I would use coconut oil. And so I happen to have a product that is for me, but it's by a company called Perfectly Posh, and it is their coconut oil, which is scented. This one is called Sunny and Share, and it has a really nice kind of citrus smell. But it's a naturally based product, so I thought this would be okay to put on her. So I took a little bit and rubbed it into her mat and left it there overnight, and I probably put more than she needed. She was pretty oily looking, but she smelled fantastic. And so I put it on her fur and she left it. She really didn't lick it. And after a day, I tried to work on the tangle a little bit with my comb and with the brush, but mostly with the comb, and we would just take small sections and work at it, but I really wasn't having a lot of success. So I decided to do another internet search. And that internet search, I came up with a lot of people found success using cornstarch. We had some cornstarch in the house. So I got out the cornstarch and I would just take a little bit with my fingers and kind of dab it into the really matted areas. And I think that this might have been a better option than the coconut oil. I could see that the cornstarch has such a nice fine consistency. The powder is so silky fine that I think it really would have worked better than the coconut oil had I not already put the coconut oil in her hair. Now, the reason I didn't wash the coconut oil out first and then use the cornstarch is because once your dog has tangles or mats in their fur, you do not want to get them wet, which is the reason why her tangles got so bad to begin with. Water just locks those tangles in and they get so much harder and clumpier. So I decided to just go ahead and put the cornstarch on top of the coconut oil hair. And so I could see that this might have worked. It really helped loosen up those tangles so you could work them out a little more easily. They seem to slip out better. So in the future, I think that I might try this option of using cornstarch on the tangle before I were to go to the coconut oil. I don't think I'll use the coconut oil again, though it would be a nice treatment on her fur just as a conditioner, maybe to just lay down the frizzies a little bit, and it did smell really good. But I tried those options, or I tried both of those internet solutions, and they just really didn't work for me. Some other tools that I used while I was trying to detangle Posey were, of course, a comb, a pin brush, and occasionally I would use a slicker, though I do read that it's not good to use slickers on dogs with coats such as Posey's, but sometimes it worked. And I would just basically put her down on the bed with me in the evening. She's usually a little more calm in the evening and will allow me to brush her out and just try to make it as comfortable as possible and just work those little tangles out. But after doing this for over a week, I got pretty frustrated, and I know that Posey got pretty frustrated. So I decided to leave it to the professionals. I called up a groomer that was recommended to me by my sister and spoke to her. And I brought Posey in, and guess what? It is best to leave it to the professionals. They did a fantastic job. She did a fantastic job. And she said that Posey did really well. And now she is tangle free. So now I am brushing her at least twice a day for sure, and sometimes 3 times. But more importantly, I'm really paying attention to the areas that mat the most that mat the easiest, which would be under the arms and the hind legs. And if you're putting your dogs in harnesses or clothing, and I do occasionally put Posey in a dress, and she does wear a harness, those areas get a little more friction, and that causes tangling, which then causes matting. So you really need to stay focused on those areas and just really be aware of them. And after you've brushed your dog out, you really do need to go through with the comb and just every little section by section and make sure that there isn't any little area that's catching. And if it is catching, that is the beginning of a tangle. And you need to work that out, or else you're going to be in big trouble like we were. And I don't want my dog to be uncomfortable. I adore her, and I don't want her to be in pain. So the moral of this story is sometimes you just can't do it at home. Sometimes you need to call the professionals, and I was glad that I did. I'm going to keep up on it from now on, but I do plan on visiting the groomer from time to time. She did a wonderful job cleaning up her little paw pads and cleaning up in her little area where she goes potty. And so I was really glad that we found somebody we can trust and that did a good job and listened to me and did the things that I wanted. So yeah, definitely call your groomer if you are in a situation like I was, because they will help you out. So that's what I wanted to say today. Just wanted to touch base on that and let you know what we were going through. And I hope that everybody's enjoying their month of November. Thanksgiving is next week, and I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving.